Well, hello and welcome to the Driftwood Boat Blog. This is episode 3 in our Driftwood All at Sea, our adventure where we head to France. We're just rounding Portland Bill here off Weymouth. We're going against the tide and it's very, very choppy. Now this is the harbour in Weymouth. Weymouth is a lovely, lovely town. We spent just one night here and we would have liked to spend more time. There's a lovely seafront. There's canvas, deck chairs, people with handkerchiefs on their heads, eating ice creams. A very nice spot indeed. But from here we headed out across the channel. Our plan was originally to head to Cherbourg, but there was an industrial dispute on in Cherbourg. The French were blockading the port, so we headed to this small little harbour here. This is Ormonville on the Cherbourg peninsula. You can't actually moor up here, but we did get onto a mooring buoy and we were very glad of it. From Ormonville we headed around Balfour Point, down along past the Normandy beaches. We paused here briefly at the Mulberry Harbour, which was quite a sombre and a sobering experience. And from there we headed to Ouistreham. This is the Cannes Canal. It's just a dead-end canal. You can't get into the French waterways from it. But we stayed here for quite a few days. From there we had to head along the French coast and up here to the Seine Estuary. This is just across the river from Le Havre. This is the beautiful port of Honfleur. Now from Honfleur we had to go, you can go through the lock there into the harbour. We had to go back out of the lock and up along the winding, snaking river that is the River Seine. And we spent quite a few days here. This is the city of Rouen and the Tall Ships Festival was on. That's why we stayed there for a few days. From there then we headed on up until we came to this spot here. This is Poses. This was a critical point on the journey. The reason being we were going through a lock and into the French inland waterways, which meant we'd kind of finished all of the sea voyage. Here's my dad. This is us refueling in Weymouth just before we head off across the channel. This is the Condor Express. We met him quite a few times along the way and we had a couple of good humorous conversations with him on the VHF. So just heading out across the channel now here in beautiful, beautiful weather. I had an absolute knot in my stomach at this stage because I was thinking to myself, oh, the weather can only get worse. It couldn't get any better. It was absolutely perfect. So I was just terrified that any change in the weather was going to be a change for the worse. Thankfully, that change didn't arrive. It took us 9 hours to cross to Ormonville and it was all in beautiful, beautiful weather.
A worship time for the Coast Guard, version 50, 18.570, 00158.0 west of
Very good thing of waves on that bird. mistake. Excellent stuff. But decent box stuff. Passing the Mulberry Harbour, I couldn't help but thinking that I was born into what is probably the luckiest generation to ever walk on the face of the earth. Now, it's quite normal for vessels to pass each other in a river, port to port, but as you can see here, we're passing starboard to starboard. It's not that we made a mistake. The French have a rule that this can be reversed every once in a while, just in order to create confusion. And just when we thought the ships couldn't get any bigger, this guy came along and overtook us. And yes, we are still on the Seine Estuary. This is still a river stretch. He was heading into the port of Rouen for the Tall Ships Festival. So guys, as we head through the first lock to bring us into the French inland waterways, we also come to the end of this episode. In the next episode, we'll show you a lot more of the French waterways, the rivers and canals. Hope to see you then.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed our videos, and if you have, please click the round subscribe button at the top right hand corner of the screen, the one with the notification bell. That way YouTube will send you a notification as soon as our next video is out. If you have any comments, please leave them below. We would love to hear from you. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Cheerio.